on his balcony, excuse me, through Senator Berger's office. It was pretty neat. We were down there, or up there. We were up there for a tour, and I said, look, I really want something special. I want to get engaged somewhere special. I thought, well, we were going to go to the Washington Monument or something. But they ended up arranging this private tour, and we were able to go on the balcony, have the balcony to ourselves. So that was awesome. So that's June 21st, next week sometime. I can't remember what day. So I am a Southwest Edgecombe graduate. You need Cougars in here? There we go. Yeah. Okay, not many of us, but Cougars. We're Cougars. I went to the Edgecombe Community College. So go Turtles, Edgecombe Community College Turtles. Yeah, we got some in here. And I graduated from ECU, go Pirates. So there's your Pirates in here. Yep, got some Pirates. And I'm still going to ECU for a Master's of Public Administration degree, starting that in the fall. So I serve on a few boards in the community. I serve on the Upper Coastal Plains Council of Government, the executive board there, the Tourism Development and Authority Board in Edgecombe, Chamber of Commerce, Tarboro Edgecombe Chamber of Commerce. You know, they pulled somebody from outside of Tarboro to be on the board, and that was what they said. They said, we want some representation from outside of Tarboro. So I said, I'd love to. I worked as a veterinary technician at Riverside Veterinary Hospital in Rocky Mount, for those not familiar, it's not the movie theater. We'd love to have you, if you want to come and give me a call. So yeah, worked there. I've been there for 6 years now. And I took a brief leave of absence last year in January. Well, actually, it was in probably October when I saw Miss Betty Jo Shepherd. Everybody here probably knows Miss Betty Jo Shepherd. Mm-hmm. Her and Mr. Garland did great assistance up to me. So I saw Miss Betty Jo. I said, I think I want to go up there and work in Senator Burr's office as an intern. I think that would just be the coolest thing. And by the way, I am an extreme homebody. Never spent the night away from home as a child. Not even with friends, not with my grandma. I mean, nothing. I wanted to always be home.
Sure did.
Yeah, so I said, you know what, I'm going to branch out a little bit and apply, not thinking I wouldn't get it anyway. And Miss Betty Jo recommended me, and I got it. So I spent 6 months up there, worked as an intern, and I actually was promoted to staff. And I was only the second intern in Senator Burr's office history to do that. And I was the last ECU intern that went there was about 8 years ago, and that was Pat McCrory's kinfolk. So I don't have any bigwig family members or anything. I mean, I love my family members, but I don't have
don't have no rich ones
I don't
anyhow.
have any. Yeah, I don't have any wealthy political family members. So I moved back, and I said, well, first of all, I said, look, I have got to come back where I can see some farmland. This is just, I'm used to being able to go 5 miles in 5 minutes, not 30 minutes and 5 miles, 5 miles in 30 minutes. So I moved back, and I told myself, I said, the only way to really get involved and change things is to actually get into the middle of things and not sit on the sidelines. So to make a difference, I learned you had to actually get involved. And therefore, with that being said, we all have got to be involved, and we all are going to have to unify, like Ms. Teresa said. We have to be prepared to stand together and fight in this November election. And it starts at the top of the ticket. I know a lot of us did not initially support Donald J. Trump. There are a lot of things that he says. I know, I get the reservations and everything. But have you heard what Hillary says? I mean, all you have to do is listen to her. And
yeah.
What she doesn't say, silence can say as much as a 5-hour speech. I supported Rand Paul to start with, because it was his father, Ron Paul, who really sparked my interest in 2012. Yeah, and in 2012, I was really upset when Ron Paul didn't win the nomination, but you know what I did? I supported Mitt Romney. And it irritates me to see our former nominees stand up, because if anyone should know the importance of unification and all the leaders of the party being together, shouldn't it be the nominees that have stood in that position? Shouldn't it be the presidents that have stood in that position? And I mean, we cannot, at this rate, we cannot just sit back and let party leaders, who are supposed to be Republican Party leaders, divide us and just hand a set of keys over to another Clinton family member for them to take over the White House for another 4 to 8 years. Because it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough this November. It really is. And it's just too important. It's too important to just let it go. And you know the main reason, and if you listen to Senator Byrd talk about this, the main reason we all have to unify is the Supreme Court.
Yep.
We have to unify because of the Supreme Court. Let me just tell you the ages of the members on the Supreme Court right now. Kennedy is 79, Thomas is 67, Ginsburg is 83, Roberts 61, Alito is 66, Sotomayor is 61, and Kagan is 56. Scalia was 79 when he passed away. So you've got two members that are older than Scalia was when he passed away. And Justice Ginsburg has been sick for quite some time. So you're looking at, and of course anything could happen to the younger ones, but you're looking at possibly, well, we know at least one seat because it appears Republicans are not going to budge at this Judge Merrick Garland nomination. So you're going to have 2 to 3, possibly. It's 2 to 3 appointments. And if you look back in the past, Senator or President Obama has had 2, George W. Bush had 2, Clinton had 2. And so it looks like if you hold 8 years, you get 2 appointments. And I'm here to tell you that is if we have Hillary Clinton win in November, and if the Senate goes over to the Democrats, you can kiss the Supreme Court goodbye for a generation. I mean, it's an unfortunate reality. It really is. They are just chomping at the bit there at the Supreme Court to get a hold of issues like the Second Amendment. They are just waiting. They are waiting for their opportunity to get a hold of that and change